his health is, surging, but he's clearly, he's overweight. By any shape or character. That isn't maybe
he is
walk away from.
He is the president in the history of the United States. You never lie. You never lie. It's not too heavy.
Am I getting
drink too much Diet Coke.
Sorry, am I getting interrupted?
Sorry. Yes.
Oh.
Yes, you are. Go ahead.
Well, if I'm going to get interrupted, maybe I should speak.
Okay, well, that's the action you're going to take. Fine. Dr. Francine.
I didn't realize my hand was up. I have nothing to say on this subject. And
not only did you not realize your hand was up, you didn't realize you were on the stage.
No, I had no idea that I was on the stage. And here's what I believe. Since I am up here.
This is pretty funny. I like it.
You guys were yelling at each other so loudly that I could not understand what anybody was saying. And I guess my comment is we aren't going to fix anything if we can't even talk to each other in a fairly decent tone of voice.
Okay, I'll help you with that. I apologize, and I'll help you with that. Marshall and I were correct, and William was wrong.
And that they're not the only things are not oil reserves, gas prices, and midterms, but the whole idea of AI and what's happening to jobs and people and electric power connections is another huge issue. And if you want me to tell you whether Donald Trump will win in the midterms, I think the unfortunate thing is we are stuck with him. He's not on the ballot, so no one's going to get rid of him, and we're stuck with him. And you can see why I didn't raise my hand. I usually try to have something of substance.
That was fine. There was substance and all that, especially when you.
Usually knows his stuff.
Marshall does, but I don't. I see what's going on here. Is there a mutiny?
Gary, you have been on laughing gas for the last 2 days.
I know, and you know what? I at least enjoy my humor.
You're
Nobody else may.
Too much fun.
Well, I at least am having fun. Now, if the rest of you come along and chuckle along with me, that's great. If you get frustrated like John did yesterday, well, that's your problem.
This question is Christy Brinkley taller than you?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So could that be why she married Billy Joel?
He's not taller than me. He's not she towers over Billy. Okay. Yeah,
So it wasn't height.
Could have been another measurement. It could have been another measurement, but it was not right. All right. Thank you, Dr. Francine. It's a very serious conversation we're having here, ladies and gentlemen.
You have totally relieved me of my dignity.
No, it's my dignity we're talking about here, not yours.
See, I told you, you are on laughing gas, and you were on laughing gas yesterday too. What's this deal? You find everything funny.
Not everything, but I think that we're under so much stress in our life that sometimes, this is what we do in the newsroom. We joke about things. I swear to God, if you walk into our newsroom, you would probably think that we are not serious about the job we're doing. Well, we are serious about the job we're doing, but we just make fun of everybody. We make fun of the Republicans, we make fun of the Democrats, and even make fun of one another.
Oh my gosh. Someone in the chat just wrote, I wish the world would end. Hurry up, God, and harvest your children.
Oh, listen, you can always leave the room. Listen, you can end this world by leaving the room. Don't worry about it. You always have an out from the world of the critical thinking forum. Don't worry about it.
The chat on.
What? But hey, you can leave the critical thinking forum. For sure.
Yeah. No, the room chat. It's on.
I don't know why it's not supposed to be on, but I can't seem to be able to control this environment like I did before. Maybe it's because I'm too busy wisecracking and I don't know how to set up a good one.
Pay attention, Gary.
Yeah.
Pay attention.
Oh my God, you sound like my mother.
Of course, I'm a Jewish mother.
There you go. Oh, Raj, you're up.
Thank you, Gary. Hey, Marshall. I came in late, so I don't know if I have the breadth of the whole topic, but yes, oil prices are low, gas prices are definitely up. I'm going to make a prediction, not too eventful, but the Dems will control the House. It'll be a tie, or Republicans will hold on to the Senate, and I'm assuming there will be some new impeachment hearings that'll come up. I would like to see it specifically pertaining to the emoluments clause, which he breaks every day in the Constitution. And I'd say right now that's all I got, because I don't know the genesis of anything else y'all are talking about. Thank you.
Thank you, Raj. We're going to Merrill, followed by Andrew.
I missed almost the entire show so far. I came in when you guys were talking about the difference between you and Billy Joel. So I think that's a little off topic, right? Okay. What are gas, oil prices? Okay, oil reserves low, gas prices high. So is this about midterms? Is that what it's about? Is that what you're asking? What we think about what's going to happen?
It could be, sure. Out of the midterm, sure.
Well, I think Marshall would agree with me on this one. If the Democrats stay on the right message, in the middle, meaning a little left or a little right, and do not go far left at all, don't go anywhere near the left, and just talk about the economy, and maybe don't even mention impeachment. I think that the Democrats have a chance at the House. I don't know, maybe the Senate, I don't know, but maybe the House. But I think Marshall would agree. Marshall will agree with me.
To me,
Just look at your head. You still have more hair than he does. Okay?
that's true.
That's for you. Yeah, that's a big deal. Okay, so is that what you're talking about? Do we think that?
Yeah, that could be what we're talking about. I think about all these things coming together. It's like a perfect storm of problems. And how is the president dealing with them? How is the world dealing with them? How are we all individually dealing with them?
Well, individually, I can't speak. I can only speak about myself and the people I talk to, and it's very interesting. I talked to one of my family members who says that she and her husband do not want to talk anymore to people that are like-minded, that are just like them. because it's depressing, because you're all talking about the same thing, you're all agreeing, and you wind up going, oh, gee. Talk about, not maybe see if there's somebody else that thinks differently, and maybe that gets you riled up. And I think that the Trump lovers are the Trump lovers. That's that. But I do
And the
think
Trump
that
haters
there's
are the Trump haters. Right?
Yeah.
The Trump haters are the Trump haters too.
Yeah, but I don't think that everybody should just say haters. If we criticize them a lot, but can find something decent to say, that's not hating. I didn't give them an E yesterday. I wanted to, but I didn't.
Okay, tell me one good thing about Donald Trump.
One good thing about him. Well, I told you that I thought what he did with Bibi in June. I thought that was good. I thought that was a wake up call. I thought that I think that it woke people up, and I don't think that was bad. I think that was okay. I think this is a good decision that he made. I think that he did good to want to open up the border and to close the borders. I don't like how he executed it, but I'm not active about that. I'm angry about how he executed it. So yeah, I can say that. About him personally, I think that he is a narcissist. He has personality defects, and they're closing in on him, and he's having what, when I read about this, is like what they call a narcissistic breakdown or a fallout. You've got somebody who's used to thinking that he's the best person in the whole wide world, and nothing he does is wrong. He's the best, the smartest. And he took those 4 cognitive tests, which why did he need 4? But anyways, and now everything is coming down, and he's not the best.
Supporters would agree with you on that, I think.
And the staying up. I said this the other day. We look at this and we think, oh my God, he's crazy. What we should be saying is, oh my God, he's telling us he's telling the truth. Now we know him. We know what this man thinks. Maybe that's not a bad thing after all, to know what he thinks.
Essentially
anything. Run on that.
Yeah, essentially anything ancillary. No, I don't think they should either. Anything ancillary to the economy and to making life better for people, I think does the Democrats a disservice, right? If the National Party and the candidates choose to wed themselves and do themselves a disservice, then they will lose the election. Republicans who shouldn't be in office.
And I think that you can get the young people that you were lost in New York, like the voters, like what you have in New York. You can get those young people back, or you can get young people interested once they realize, you know what? Nobody gave you anything. You're not doing much better. You're not doing it. You don't have that $100,000 job that you wanted right out of college. So it is. I think that if they do this right, they'll get the young people back, younger voters. I think because they are very much affected, and I don't think they should keep talking about impeachment.
point of the room. Yeah, gas prices high. Food probably could be in jeopardy, perhaps. Other goods and services getting more expensive as we speak. So, yeah, this is long term. I don't think weeks is the word. I think it's months we're talking. Even if it were all to be reopened tomorrow, it would be months for this to filter back out of the calculation in the economy. But as far as the midterms are concerned, I don't have much faith in the American people at this point, in their decision-making process and critical thinking. And with regards to perhaps the fingers that are being inserted into the different states for the election in terms of gerrymandering, I think suggested that. I don't know. It'll be a wait and see thing. The thing that I think many people might be concerned about too is whether or not some of these ICE agents may be stationed at your booths, which could serve as very much.
And they claim that they're not going to do that, but who knows?
Well, who knows? And that's something that if you look at it broad, you wouldn't see in any of the purple democracies that I'm aware of. But maybe Hungary at one, I don't know. But and Poland perhaps during bad times. But these are concerning issues for sure. But I really, I don't know that it matters much to the average person. I suppose, I think the problem is more systemic than that. I've always been of the view that, when you put a special interest money that is involved in your politics, I think that skews the results. They may say one thing while they're on the stump, humping the stumps or whatever they call it. But certainly when they get into office, that door is opened and there are people with suitcases of money. So it's very discouraging. But yeah, I'll end there.
They give checks. They're not allowed to give suitcases full of money.
It's
you're not. If they walk into your office and they try to give you a suitcase full of $100,000, you have to. The law says you have to immediately turn it down because you can't accept it. But if they write you an individual contribution check of $1,000, you can take that. I agree with you on the special interest in particular, like PACs and super PACs, right? PACs do have to list where their money comes from, so you know who donated to what. A super PAC, however, you don't.
It's distorting of the process and it's distorting the result. So when that person is in office, or those people are in office,
Or not, but there were a gazillion people out there cheering, and it was an exciting game and everything. But somebody came out with the dancing robots, and the robots dancing and dancing and dancing, and one of New York's finest walks up to the robot and slaps the cuffs on him. You're under arrest. It was hilarious, and he just did it, on a spur of the moment. So it was pretty funny to see. Don't worry, folks. No robots were harmed during the filming of the arrest. Stephanie, followed by our news.
Hello. I am out watching my Netflix and I accidentally pressed I don't know how I got up here, but I'm up here. So I'll just say, it's not just the oil, petroleum. And then gas prices, yeah, I think that yeah, I agree with Andrew. I don't think it's going to be soon. Let's say we're in tomorrow. I think now the gas prices are going to go down. I'm sure. I don't know. In the summer. Maybe how that's going to
Stephanie, you got some problems with your modulation there. It's very muffled and low.
Can you hear me now? Is this better?
But
Okay, sorry. Okay, anyway, gas prices, I think, even if the war ends tomorrow, or the non-war, whatever they seem to call it, I don't think we'll see gas prices come down quickly at all. I agree with Andrew. And I was saying earlier that I think it's more about, it's not just about oil. I think it's about fertilizers and farmers and supply chain, all along the line, everything that petroleum feeds. And an enormous amount of coal mines, and he's doing other bad environmental things, reversing decades of U.S. progress in terms of environmental health, in terms of protecting the oceans, protecting our air, protecting our water. I mean, as far as I understand, the research has stopped on looking at plastics and PFAS in our water, and all the studies on that to help us be healthier people. So I think besides that, and if the economy doesn't fix or get fixed, we are in for a flip on the midterms. I mean, one race in California in the Central Valley that I've been involved in against a Dem and a conservative Dem. And so far, the incumbent Republican is first, but the progressive Dem is second. This is in the Central Valley, red Central Valley. The conservative Dem came in low, and she was endorsed by the DCCC and other prominent Lefgren endorsed her, other prominent Republicans endorsed her, and conservative Democrats endorsed her, and she is coming in third. So I'm not thinking this is going to be necessarily indication of progressive sweep or anything, but I do think it's an indication of if the Dems play it smart, they're going to take it. And I don't know if they have the discipline to play it smart, but I think if they do, they can take it. So, and I agree with whoever it was.
I don't know, but he certainly is right about focusing on kitchen table issues for Democrats.
Yeah.
Like a big, unless you're in a super blue or super red state where you are in a district that you can afford to talk about stuff that's not the 1, 2, or 3 on people's agendas, then talking about how terrible Trump is and all that kind of stuff doesn't win the day in competitive districts.
Yeah, I mean, what the studies show is that when you get into the voting booth or you're voting on your ballot at your kitchen table, that your emotion is really driving your vote. And secondarily, issues. So those two things have a kind of a complicated interplay.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think that Ron Emanuel is emotionally, he doesn't resonate super strong, you know?
No, he's got instincts like a hawk, but I agree with you.
Yeah.
The role is not really.
I don't think he could probably swing it because of the emotional piece. But, you know, I mean, you can just look at the candidates that ran for California governor. It just plays it right out there, you know. Katie Porter, emotional issues, okay, we just can't deal with that, even if she has great policy. You know, Sarah was, you know, he's easy you can emotionally handle his personality. Steyer is more of a firebrand, more strident. And then Steve, the Republican, he is easy too. He's easy to listen to. He's articulate. He's you know, kind of easygoing. So emotionally, people resonate with him. But anyway, I think it's entertaining at the least. Not always fun to live it out, but life. So, you know, but I think that there's mounting bad things that are happening under the Trump administration. The list is getting longer and longer, and I think it's going to damage them in the midterms and probably next 2 years from now. Although I'm not trying to make that assumption. I'm ready to keep fighting. Anyway.
Thank you, Stephanie. Mace, I think you're going to get the last word today, buddy.
Alrighty. I wanted to talk about the oil reserves. And I can talk from experience because I worked for 4 of the big oil companies in the U.S. in an IT department. And my ex-wife did all the accounting for Enron, Chevron, and many others. So I will say this, that technically we don't need oil. We have
To a greater degree, and so it's not super useful in the United States.
And of course, you know, we buy from everyone, including Mexico, right? So when I see our oil prices go up, and it has a direct result or connected with the wars that we participate in, it you know, I see reality where it's all about certain individuals, right, just making money at our expense. And when I say our expense, I'm talking about the American citizens, right? So we're paying high oil prices, gas prices at the pump, simply because somebody at the top, including Trump, they, you know, don't think for a second that Trump is not getting, you know, a piece of the pie there. And I guess all presidents have to.
Oil companies are slipping the paycheck personally. They pay taxes to the U.S. government, but they're not sending checks to Donald Trump.
The only way that his argument would hold water, and I have no idea what the president or his family members or his associates' investments are, is if he is manipulating the oil prices and they're getting advance notice of it and investing or de-investing based on that. But that would be speculative as well. I don't think anybody has been able to show that, at least not to my knowledge. How about to yours, Armaze?
Well, I will tell you this, a lot of stuff that our government does is not going to be publicly known, right? We should know that. We can't be, what's the word I'm looking for? We can't be ignorant to the fact that, or pretend that stuff like that does not go on. And
Yes,
Well,
if
that may
you
be,
don't have the
stuff
actual
like that
facts
may,
for it, you
stuff,
shouldn't say it.
stuff like it's incumbent upon you to back it up with facts. And I'm giving you a third time to come up with some facts.
I don't have any facts at this moment.
And why would you say stuff like that? You do this a lot. I don't understand.
Just because I don't have the fact in front of me.
Yes, it means it's not true. That's exactly what it means. It means you're giving your opinion about it, and your opinion, while you're allowed to have it, is only valuable when matched with fact, when you make declaratory statements about the way politics work. Like, you need to have facts for this stuff, bro. You can't just open your mouth and say that kind of stuff and expect people like me and Gary not to ask you where you got the information. And then when you say, I don't have the information, it's incumbent upon us then to say, okay, well, that's just your opinion, man.
Yeah.
And kind of, no, freedom of speech is about the government limiting your speech, not my opinion of your speech.
I don't believe that. I'm going to disagree. Let's agree.
Well, conversation, I can't ask you to be factual.
That Gary doesn't have the right to kick him off the stage. Go sue me for kicking you off the stage. I'd like to see you win on that one. Marcia makes a good point, and it's important that people recognize this. You do have a tendency to make declarative statements without information, and then you claim, well, it's true, I just don't have the information in front of me. But then on the occasions where you have been fact-checked, such as the president of Mexico's position on nuclear weapons, you have been proven wrong. Yeah. So all we're asking all we're asking is that when we invite you to the stage, which we will continue to do, you're a good contributor, that you do a little homework before you come. It's not that difficult today with the internet. Because you're here with us now. So you can very well find something to substantiate the allegation that you just made against the president, at which point we're going to say, oh my, thank you for bringing that to our attention. Folks, we are Monday through Friday at 5 o'clock New York time. So till 5 o'clock New York time tomorrow, for the next edition of the Critical Thinking Forum, everybody be safe, be well, and peace out.
So that's why it's a good bet. And that's why I take the bet.
That's a fact. Listen, I'm confident in white people listening.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, Matt is confident that America is fucked, or at least Texas. Because what the hell? He just need one little piece of something and he wins.
Yeah, all I were.
Probably won't be mayors. Haven't figured that out yet.
I don't even know. I know that it is.
Y'all making
But
bets.
we
I
can
don't know
hope.
how many counts this
We
nigga
can
got.
pray.
No, we're making a bet on the verdict.
You know, who was more right?
All right. So the bet's on the indictment right now, right?
On the murder. You want to do it on the murder? Yeah, let's do it on the murder.
Well, that's what we're charged with.
Yeah, we'll do it on the murder.
So if he takes the plea deal,
As a
because it would have to be a murder or not, right?
no, but the plea deal, because I'm making my bet because white people are racist. So the plea deal would have nothing to do with racist white people.
It's only out of first.
So one count, first degree murder?
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be shot. Come on, I'm taking
Right.
it out there.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, but what I'm saying is like, if the is instructed to add like a lesser count, right? Let's say some sort of like an assault or whatever the hell they do. I don't know what the purpose is, but like, let's say they do that. And then he's like, you know what? I'll just take the deal and I'm out of here. Like, no time, no jail, no nothing, right?
Oh, he's not getting against them. Yeah, I mean, you just heard him accept that, so it doesn't matter. Technically, when you take a deal, it is a statement that said, like, yeah.
No, right, guilty of a lesser, not guilty of the.
Right. No, listen, I'm with you. I don't think they're gonna confirm anything because
they don't bust down the charge all the time.
The feminist shit.
For real. For sure.
What does race have to do with this? Really? Excuse me, why can't race have something to do with it?
Well, show us the evidence. Stop making a story. Okay, I'm gonna go inside each of these teenagers' minds and pull it out. But no, like there's things. You need some evidence, or else there's no race. You can't just make it up. You're looking for it, right? No, that's like what you're saying. You're saying to me that if I don't present to you evidence, right, then there's no possible way that race could have been.
Goalpost. Is that it?
Not at all, no.
Is race a factor, you dummy?
Yes, you mad.
Is race a factor? He said yes. Thank you.
No,
we're done.
Thank
you. Is race a factor, yes or no?
Show us the evidence.
Is race a factor, yes or no?
Show us the evidence.
Is race a factor, yes or no?
You'll have to show me.
Oh, okay, cool. So you don't know what evidence is. That's why you keep saying
have any evidence.
What is evidence, El Normo? What is evidence, El Normo?
Both schools have both races.
What is evidence, El Normo?
Both races.
You obviously don't know what race evidence is, you fucking idiot. Thank you.
I think you've proven precise that race.
What is evidence? What is evidence? What is evidence?
Evidence is fact. You got any?
And what else? What else? El Normo, that's not the whole definition. You want me to say it again?
Exactly. Show it.
People who appeal to race, obviously.
Well, who's appealing to race in this case?
Human beings. Human beings appeal to it. Oh, you don't appeal to race?
Who in this case?
Do you appeal to race?
No.
Do you appeal to race?
No.
You're a liar. You're a fucking liar. You're a cockroach liar.
No,
you're a cockroach liar.
You're a
You have no
integrity.
Shut your fucking mouth.
No, stop squirming on the garbage. I'm just blowing you out. Go take your loss. Go do the walk of shame. anybody thinks that race is a factor in this case, just bring the evidence and we'll look at it together. I rest my case.
Race will be a factor in the verdict of this case. People racial bias. There's not going to be any proof that though.
So you're making it up then?
Because people, the way people interact with the world based on their experience and based deceptive manner that they would not understand why they make this debate, you will see that race is a challenge. The fact that this kid is black, you kill a white kid, is going way on this white people mind.
Well, let's say the kid was white. Let's say the kid was white. You think he'd be convicted of murder?
If both of them were white?
Yes.
Yeah, he would have had a better chance on this.
But would he be convicted of murder?
I don't think he would.
I think he would.
They said, oh, this was a mistake.
I think he would. No. Once you stick a knife in somebody's head open and shut, man, that's the end of that game over. That's not ambiguous.
I think they're saying that race is inherent. I mean, is the schools homogenous? Do they not have these races and ethnicities? I mean, the kid would have been around them before, so to say that because of that, I think it's more so because they are maybe rivals and they escalate the wherewithal to know that there's consequences because we protected them from them. But to inherently say that race is involved, I don't know if you can say. Hold on. Part of the reason why the entire jury that the argument in the 97% of the population that come to your job, whatever this is. So even if the school isn't necessarily homogenous, the question will become like how much exposure does the average white person have to a black person in their daily lives? The second question would be, if you're part of a minority of a town that's like, are you more likely to be on edge to some degree? So we argue that Carmelo probably felt a little bit more on edge because he's a minority, right? Like, I think these are fair questions to ask in terms of like how race would intersect with this case.
Exposure to the opposite from being a racist, by the way.
I was gonna say, couldn't the inverse be? Oh well, nothing's gonna happen to me. Yeah, I mean, so there's one way.
Absolutely not in this country. I don't think there's a single country where the minority, right, is racist toward the majority. I know, you know, I take that back. Find a couple of places. I take that back.
Even though, like even if I granted you that could be the inverse could be true, that just shows that race would be a factor necessary, right? Like race isn't something that we can afford to ignore when looking at the case. It's a good question to ask though, right? Like it could be the case that he was entitled because he was a minority and maybe he felt like some kind of protected status or privilege type thing. But I just don't necessarily. It doesn't make as much sense to me given the like context or how the way the story pans out. That doesn't seem like entitlement to.
Don't have the evidence for that. What I'm arguing is, I think the verdict would be the racial verdict. I think it's white people would not let a black kid get away with murder.
Let me ask you guys. So there's the substantive part of a case, right? And then there's the procedural part of the case, like, for instance, picking the jury, right? I'm going to claim that race is always a part of every single case when it comes to picking the jury. What do you guys think?
Wait, hold on. Do you have, like, okay, so look, I respect your opinion, your professional experience. I don't know if you're offering that as, like, a thought experiment, or do you have, I would want is, like, psychological, statistical And I'm not saying you're being dishonest. I don't know if you're.
Am I breaking up or is it done?
Which more is a scientific study or a combination of both?
My bad, bro. You're breaking up. I just heard scientific study or a combination of both, but I kind of didn't listen.
Where have you been, girl?
I based this on just
Yeah,
what my
Bob was in my
supervisor-
room. I was like, where the fuck is she? Bob was in my room. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. They were talking. He was saying again that his grandmother is the only Persian one. I was like, where's Narcus?
So Daniel was telling Abby that the picture he has in his profile picture is his mom.
No, it's Fatima.
No, it's not.
That's Fatima. Daniel, I don't think that's your mom. It's Fatima.
See the picture before that.
Oh no, I can't see that one.
I just want to welcome back everybody to Find Islam in the Bible, Megatron's favorite way to spend his day, which is with you.
Here we go.
And Abby witnessed earlier Tuna Boy. He made death threats against me.
I've been taking a shower with that ankle bracelet you got there. Ian Rand.
The projection alert system has been activated.
Is that like, do you put soap around it and shit, dude? Like when you're in the shower with that?
With what?
Nothing. He has a pretty little bracelet on his ankle.
Really?
Again, the projection alert system has been activated.
Brought back down to humanity. Just speak to this guy Ayan, and he'll make you feel like less.
Yeah, I know him for a long time.
I didn't ask you that, Abby.
I know how he is.
But I'm just saying, I didn't ask you.
Okay, abuse me. Not abuse me.
No, I didn't mind abuse you. I'm just saying, I didn't ask you.
Abby, please, she's nice.
She doesn't like me. I'm not gonna promote.
I never said that.
She never liked me.
I
She
never
never
said
liked
that.
me because I'm black.
I didn't know you were black.
Megatron is not black.
He's black from the waist down.
If you were black, then
I want Abby on my face.
Are you black from the waist down or?
Waist down, black.
no, I don't care about that shit.
Purple, waist down.
Bob, that's so disgusting.
Yo, look at those tents. Oh my god.
Oh, yeah.
Which one? Wow. I didn't know you can sing.
She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good. So I can see my baby
No,
when
I think he's Fatima here. I'm joking.
it's
You could bring her
I
here.
swear she follows me. I don't pay her.
You could bring her in here, and I would be so nice to write comments.
No, I don't want her to be here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because you don't like me.
Because she's gonna do something and I'm gonna get the blame.
No, I would protect you.
Oh, it's okay though. I don't care. But yeah.
But I really like you.
You
Oh, thank you. I like you too.
I want you to see my face.
You went in on her so hard, sobs.
What year? What?
You went in on her so hard, sobs.
In Fatima?
She went after Fatima so.
Somebody who's anorexic, you know.
I'm anorexic too.
I was told not to do that anymore, so I won't make fun of people who are anorexic. I mean, Fatima who's anorexic. I won't make fun of her. I promise.
She probably doesn't care. She literally doesn't care.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I just don't think we should talk about food in front of her because it's probably really sensitive. And I feel like the
Or
last.
maybe she'll get hungry and she'll eat more.
Oh, that's true. Maybe she'll eat and like, do you think she's bulimic? Like she'll eat and she'll just like throw it up?
No, she's anorexic.
really just.
He doesn't eat at all.
I hate her. I don't like her.
Don't fucking rob a bank with this fucking chick.
Me?
With me?
Yeah, Abby. Don't ever fucking rob a bank with this chick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abby, I feel like you would confess.
No shit.
I would confess.
You would take the money and then say sorry.
No, I would not. I would just give the money back to bank.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I found so much money on so many times. I found money and I would just give it back to, or tell the neighbors like, hey, did you lose money?
Well, no, if it's your neighbor's money, yeah.
I mean, where else would I find money? I don't go somewhere else.
Isn't it crazy how much vacuuming can make a difference?
Oh, yeah.
So why?
100%.
I mean, we always vacuum every day.
You vacuum every day?
Yes.
That's wild.
So do I.
You do?
You have to when you if you have kids.
Yes. I hate
But we don't even have animals, you know.
Yeah, I don't have animals.
Yeah, well, I even more, like, what?
Too.
I have iRobot.
Yeah, I have a robot too.
I have a good one. I got it during I have Dream. It's so good. Just does it itself. Also have like it cleans windows itself too. And bathtubs and stuff.
I have every kind of vacuum. I have the Dyson, I have the Shark, I have the...
Yeah, even I have Shark.
I have all of them.
Me too. Don't have to show off.
I'm not trying to show off, I'm just
But
saying...
you can. For me, these are like very important things.
Yeah, they're essential. Because I don't have carpets. I can't have carpet in my house. Yeah, fuck the carpet.
I think I have, but I don't have like, it's not carpet.
Yeah, I have carpets, but not, I have carpet floors. Yeah.
I can't do carpets. I see carpet and I'm just like, oh.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
I like bush.
To be super shiny all the time.
Yeah, but like you put it on it, so like it was not the odor.
No matter. I use, you know what I have, Metron? Guys, like this little green thing. You know that machine that's super high suction.
Yeah.
So I love carpets, and I also use it. I use it sometimes on the mattresses. That I have.
Oh yeah.
I like
it sucks it out like.
Good one.
So much. There's not much dirt where I live at all.
It's the dust mites that build up.
America has a certain kind of dust. You don't, especially where I live, because there's desert on one side and there's beach on the other side. It's a kind of light white dust.
Yo, I have not one, two covers over my mattress.
No, they're not. You don't know the newer ones they're making.
What are you doing with your bed that you need a water? What is? I don't even want to know.
Because it should be just very immaculate.
No,
it's not. It's not water. It's dust-proof, waterproof. This little ticks, whatever. What are those called? Bed mites. I've never seen bed mites, but it's has
dust mites. The dust mites. Yeah.
What are dust mites?
Oh my God! Look it up.
They're like little
microscopic mites. They eat
themselves.
How
do they look?
They eat the flakes that come off your skin.
Oh my God! You're bloody kidding me? This can't be real.
Bro. Yes.
I mean, they are innocent, but like, you you have to change your.
You have bugs always like that every.
Already altruistic
Kat, do you know what
parasites.
Ethan Moose looks like?
Yes.
No, I'm asking
No?
Kat.
I don't
Remember Ethan, the one that was always talking in Andrew's room, the one obsessed
Yeah,
with
Ethan.
Andrew?
Yeah, of course. What about? Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you what he looks like.
You know,
Like he's on YouTube, so it's not like I'm doxing him or anything.
you know what it looks like. In fact, they had like put in money to get him. I think he had.
Oh, is he the one? He's the one that was debating.
Yeah, the very.
Yes, the one that talks about the bride. Remember the bride one? The bride thing?
In Israel, if you're a Christian and still don't know that the reversal of memory loss is in the Bible, read the scripture. So this kind of like clickbait age. I don't know. People I think are maybe justifiably really skeptical.
I always thought that.
So at the final apparition she had scheduled on the first visit, in 3 months, I'm going to make everyone believe. I'm going to perform a sign that will make everyone believe.
And basically, look at this fucking weirdo that jerks
what happens in September, and now this is when we're starting to deal with crowds in the tens of thousands who are gathered. And so the apparitions play out as they had before.
Total creep mode.
Oh my god.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you see how many views he got? It's fucking amazing. He's at 100,000 views.
Yeah. That's not on this channel, bro.
3.4 thousand likes. I know, but it's still pretty impressive. Ethan Muse. But yeah, that's what he looks like.
Crazy.
I mean, honestly, with all the videos I have combined of Tom Rabbits, I probably make up like 10,000 views.
Well, anyways, I mean,
Is that right?
you could take this 5-hour dialogue with him and just do like a key extracts, and then you're like, wow, okay, great, we got the top 10 here, and then you're done with it. But Andrew decides to shut down
Why are you
this
complaining about it?
this
What
parasite
are you doing
app.
now?
Oh, I'm about to go enjoy my best life.
I need information. I don't need you complaining. I need information from you. Yeah, stop projecting. I need information. I want to learn
The
something.
projection alert system has been activated.
You don't care about.
Well, see, I believe that, essentially, you're wasting your time. I think you could confirm it if you were to be more aware of how you spend your time. But because I film all of my time, I'm well aware of how I spend my time.
Bro, you look at yourself. You have a TikTok where you're just fixing your face, you're looking into the camera, and you're doing absolutely nothing. Do you understand how, like, when I see you doing this, I'm like, he must. Your peak moments of ecstasy. When you're jittery and you feel like you have this tickling sensation that's going up your ass, and then what you're doing is you're recording for everybody to see. That's exactly what's going on. I've been there too, Ian. I've been there. I know what the tickling sensation feels like. It's just better with a man. I'm just letting you know. So that's all you're missing is a boyfriend in your life. You should be doing this with another man. No offense. Maybe a younger man. Because you're like the older one.
It would make a lot more sense if, like, there was a single viewer. Like, let's say there with no with no fucking viewers. It's a little bit weird. Sorry. Are you doing a performance of yourself? Are you archiving them for them to later be discovered? You know, maybe after your death they'll find it and you'll be heralded, you know, as a great comedic genius. But right now we're just left to question your sanity as you sit there and perform.
The projection alert system has been activated.
Honestly, like, I would have nothing to say to this. If he didn't come in and was just telling us this bullshit, he's just projecting. Like, there's no way. I don't want to complain about John. Like, John, do you, bro? Like, I took off the granny board.
I told him 1,000 times, listen, you should animate it. The cartoon out of it, dude. Sell it to like Cartoon Network. They'll probably take it. Just gets, you know, fucking, it's Clown House, dude. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Bro, I'm blowing low to fucking 70, 80-year-old saggy fucking women online. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have my I get it. You know what I'm saying, John? I get it. It's cool. Not like I really do that. I'm just saying, you know, everyone has their thing. I could care less how you spend your time. But you need to come in here and tell us that you're spending so much better time than us. But you're on the same fucking app, recording yourself doing the same shit we're doing. Ringing bells, playing your harmonica, sitting there breathing, doing breathing techniques. I mean, give me a fucking break, John. Go, you know, at least
Yeah, I tend to agree with Megatron here. I do think it doesn't take much talent to plug in a cell phone and point it at yourself, you know, and just multiply that by like 10 or whatever revenue you have. But there is a liability for documenting yourself in this way, because eventually you're just going to forget that you're now videoing yourself, and who knows what you could be engaging in. And you seem like the type that, you know, wants to keep some of your behavior, you know, behind closed doors, so to say. Because I can imagine that you have a drum, 55-gallon drum somewhere in that fucking creepy house of yours.
Shut the fuck up. Never had one lesson. Amen. 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 Ooh. Welcome back to Barth's miserable existence here on Clubhouse. projection alert system has been activated. The projection alert system has been activated. See, the craziest thing is, it's like we're investing all this money in these data centers, and the whole world is pretty much video at this point. So I'm actually just ahead of the curve. You guys are still using a fucking retard app. You should be on other platforms, but you're not. I'm here extracting you, harvesting you. I am House Harkonnen, here to harvest and extract the spice from your meager existences.
You don't like the people. You're watching too many movies over there. And you see these look at
It is so small because it's like he can't. It's like he can only hold the tip because there's nothing to hold. So he's just using his like his thumb and his index finger. It's disgusting.
Oh no. Let me see if I can find it.
John.
Oh, master.
You don't like my little pan flute? Your projection alert system has been activated. Your projection alert system has been activated. What's the show about? He's like, it's a show about nothing. And he's like, a show about nothing? He goes, Jerry, don't tell him everything!
What do you think, Nero? If you had like a proper editor and had somebody just splice all this audio together and made like a cartoon out of it?
You could. I tried to do that. It's very difficult. It's just.
Yeah, I even talk to you. You gotta be creative to do it though. You have to apply yourself and put the effort in, you know?
It's tough. It's very tough. Very, very
I
tough.
understand that.
When, see, the thing is, when you guys say to me, hey, check out this video I made, and I click the link, I'll say, oh, awesome, you're a creative now. But if you just create things to throw it in a mock, honestly, you're semi-retarded. And the truth is, you're never going to make any money doing this.
Like the fucking Cheech and Chong audio record tracks, or
at least they made money.
The Jerky Boys.
Yeah, they made money.
Dude, and then you have like the whole fucking, prank fucking thing going on with the fucking the mic thing, and everybody's doing this blood sport debate shit on TikTok and fucking YouTube and everything else, and it's oversaturated now that it's boring. But it would actually be a breath of fresh air to see something that's together creatively. And have some sort of a representative, whatever the case may be, to put the face to the voice to, and have it be a little animated and wacky.
Yeah.
And you can even put yourself in there too, and it would be cool, dude. You know what I mean? Like that's an angle somebody didn't go with yet. If you get what I'm saying. But
well, I know people can't
do
do.
In the patience to fucking sit there and edit.
That when you have an inflatable,
Is I don't really want to fucking. I'm tired of Andrew and everybody else and whatever the fuck. Like, talk about something positive, dude. What the fuck? Because like, I'm not gonna hang out on here if it's fucking negative every day.
Yeah, try reading a book, fat ass. The point is, homeless people, when you try to give them a tent, guess what? They reject it every time. And I'm like, how do you not want a free tent? You're homeless. They go, no, I don't want it. I don't want it. I go, why don't you want a free tent? You're homeless. And they go, no, I'm good. And I'm like, well, your legs are puffy because, yikes, that's called diabetes. And, the pus flowing out of the lower bottom part of your legs onto your second chair, yikes, that's indication of a health problem. What would it be like if you just had a little bit? That'd be nice, right? Instead of being homeless, sitting on a chair, rejecting a tent, pus dripping out the bottom of your cankles. Hello?
Yeah, Regal, I wear up one mind when it comes to like what John needs to do to improve in there. But they're few and far between. So if you added them into like spent the time editing and you animated it, I think it would be a sensation. Absolutely. But there's so much just garbage that he dumps out there. And it's no good.
You can't have the good without the bad. It's impossible. Were you
going to have a storyline or a story arc of different characters, and if you're just dumping it out there, dude.
Yeah, it's just dumping.
Dumping.
What do you think? I'm creating content for like Viacom or something, or news? Like, don't you understand that this is just a live stream in an office, listening to conversations? And I'm sitting here wondering, why am I listening to this? But then I also ask myself, why are these people talking about this for hours on a Tuesday at 9 or 10 a.m. in the morning? Guess not.
Like too many Deadpool comics. What are you, the character in your own story here, and you're the only one allowed to break the fourth wall or something in John's world?
This will be hilarious. So he could do this thing where he could make himself go viral. So the whole concept is man forgets that he's live streaming. And he just starts doing these absurd things like, I think that would be a hit. You just completely forget that you're being recorded and just do what you normally do. Well, that'll get people's attention. What do you think? What do you think, John?
Well, I've just refreshed my beverage, and I am getting very far in Ayn Rand's Virtue of Selfishness. We're on page 84. And you know what? I'm going to shut the fuck up and stop automatically talking all the time and responding in gibberish, basically. And maybe I'll try to read a book for 15 minutes a day on this app. Oh my God. I would come to your room and listen to you reading a book. I would come to your room and listen to you reading a book.
So could you imagine being John, but not having medical benefits? I'd be so nervous. Like I would be a nervous wreck on a daily basis, not being medicated.
Ooh.
And have medical insurance. I see why you went to get the medical insurance.
Okay, Barth. Here we go again. Yeah. Another exciting episode.
If anyone in his life knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like sitting at a desk with like 15
He has.
Nobody's listening.
Like
I'm cutting down all these trees and there's nobody here.
Strike a distant civilization that he'll be a success. I mean, that's about how low the probability is that he will be successful at whatever it is he's doing.
Hello?
But as far as his medication, yeah, if he were medicated, I think he would have a better chance. And I think this explains why he is as nervous as he is. I think this explains why he doesn't have that sort of medical. Now he's posting the live stream.
Projection alert system detected.
Let's look how many viewers.
Projection alert.
Alright, let's look at copies. Alright, I'm gonna. Oh my god, this guy is just so mentally ill. John Type's live streaming a black screen. It's not even, there's nothing, no noise. It says John Kitover, Chicago mayoral candidate, 2027 podcast, news, philosophy, psychology, politics, culture, yoga. It has one view. I'm the only person viewing it. And it has links to his personalities, the mayor. And it has links to the mayor that was like convicted, was alleged of fucking election fraud publicly. And by the way, let me pin that link up there. Fucking doozy. Alright, this is the document that pretty much shows that John was involved in election fraud. And where there's smoke, there is certainly fire. There we go. Let's have a little read here. Board of Elections begins candidate removals. Congressman Darren LaHood will not have a primary challenge as Republican John Kitover was removed from the ballot. Kitover was found to have only 266 signatures. It was alleged the candidate committed widespread your time in a better way than committing election fraud and just smearing shit on your reputationally. So reputationally, it's like literally smearing human shit on your face.
Oh boy, projection system.
And you're only able to get 266 fucking valid signatures. It's no good, John. Can someone invite John up? It's not letting me do it.
Yeah, I just want to say that Illinois.com is not a credible news website. The founder of that piece of shit website, his name is Finkston. He's a Republican operative working on behalf of the Darren LaHood campaign to besmirch my good name. I committed no fraud. There's been no investigation. There's been no arrest. There's been no charges other than a news blur by a big fat turd with a huge herpes sore right in the middle of his lip. That is who published this. It's all a lie. The lawyer who represented Darren LaHood is a punk who wore a Bears hat to the trial. And on top of that, I accused Darren LaHood of committing fraud 1,000 times. He only accused me of it once in a third-party news source, so he's a classy guy. But why would he ruin his 10-year career in Congress by even mentioning my name? It just makes no sense. The truth is, I actually got over 100 votes in the actual election. People hate my opponent, Darren LaHood. He has created $20 trillion in debt in 10 years. Because every year we create $2 trillion in debt. He's been there 10 years. That's over $20 trillion in debt. He lied to everybody about the COVID-19 vaccinations. He took millions of dollars from Pfizer, Big Pharma. He owns law firms throughout the country with his father. They're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And, it's just politics. And until you actually enter the fray and put your name on a ballot or a petition, you will have no idea what you are talking about, sir. It is a game. I committed no fraud. My soul is crystal clear as Jesus' heart. Amen.
Yeah, but John, when you type your name into Google, it's on there. So the bottom line is that people are going to get the wrong information. Have it removed easily. So the question now remains, why aren't you having it removed?
Well, I requested Google remove it from the search results. They said no. I haven't contacted the publisher.
You can sue the fucking. They're saying
he's reporting. No, you don't understand where the actual news source came from. It came from Darren LaHood's attorney, who gave a speech at the Election Commission, and he was quoting my website, quoting my YouTube. It's on video, and then he took that video clip of that lawyer defaming me and put it into a little paragraph on his website. That's it. And I don't care if some fucking fat pig who ain't gonna make it a couple more years because he's a disgusting fat pig. I don't care if his website's gonna go away. It's a know-nothing website. I'm not worried about my character, reputation online. I've done my work. I've played my games, and I am complete and unsatisfied. I'm happy. Time and money I've put into politics. It's been a great joy. It gets you very high shitting on the biggest pieces of shit. Because you think I like coming here and making fun of Megatron, who's got a wife and kids and no pension, no retirement. He's going to be indebted the rest of his life, probably croak out, never get to enjoy a good life of retirement. I'm just trying to say that at the end of the day, you always have to ask yourself, was it worth it? Was your experience doing what you're doing worth it? Hello?
Yeah, the only problem is that it very well may be the case that this is just a false claim. So the claim is that there was an allegation. It says you have 266 valid signatures. It was alleged the candidate committed widespread fraud, and the board.
What's so funny is
it was a candidate committed widespread fraud, and the board even voted for the petitions. Okay, so the board did it
under the recommendation of Darren LaHood's lawyer.
John, the board decided to forward it.
I know, and here I am talking to you. I guess their forward to the Illinois resulted in no merit. Because honestly, if there was intent or there was actual operations, it's not there, my friend. They didn't commit any election fraud. And the irony is, the people who are accusing me of this, They just recently accused a governor candidate of the same bullshit. It's just politics, bro. They put this shit in the news to try to defame you, to prevent voters from flipping on the pre-elected politicians. Try to do something with your life instead of analyzing a little deaf now. Sometimes I create recording studios dedicated just to your room, just to record you independently of other rooms throughout the whole day. That's a lot of work. You know, you never go to my YouTube and actually go through the lives and say, Jesus Christ, this guy's got 100,000 Clubhouse rooms live on YouTube. That's a lot of work. You know, oh my God, I really enjoy his work. He's a great artist. He puts out so much content. It's unbelievable. Magnanimous.
Well, how can we, so is the objective having rules now? Or is the objective just to create an archive of these conversations, unedited? I don't see the vision of it. I don't get what can you help me out, just understand a little bit more of your vision of it? So the idea is just having if you go to John's channel, conversations, is that the idea? But they don't no one's viewing it. No one's viewing them, man. Is that problematic for you, or is that part of the... I presume you want people viewing it, John.
Hood, he's going up against a Democrat candidate. Now, I challenged both of their petitions. They audited my petitions. You saw that I had over 200 plus confirmed signatures, but they did not audit my opponent's signatures, and he only had 1,600 plus signatures. He wasn't expecting anybody to challenge him. And guess what they did? They rejected my challenge. Signatures, which is 1,550, to actually get on the ballot. He was that close. And so politics is dirty. And the people at the election board, they know people. They know the candidate. He's been there 10 years. They have favored candidates. They persecute and prosecute. There's no transparency. There's no equality underneath the law in these election courts. It's strictly lawyers and judges. And until you actually get into politics, you will not realize that the vote is rigged. Your average citizen cannot get on the ballot because lawyers and judges control who goes on. And really, our democracy or our representative republic, it's a joke. And you might be a part of that joke. Hello?
Hold on. We're not all doing what you're doing. We're not just sitting there watching videos. Like, we're doing other things. You literally just sit there watching yourself. So you're claiming that we're all talking about. I'm like cooking and working out and doing my chores. I'm addressing emails. I'm not just sitting there fucking watching myself. What a fucking loser.
Do you know anyone in here? Honestly. And also, John, so 266 of them were valid. How many did you submit? So that we can see how many of them were rejected. Did you submit at least 2,000? That means of the 2,000 submissions, only 266 were valid.
No, that's not true. You've never actually reviewed the audit. I have the audit paperwork. Hundreds of signatures were determined to be. This has to do with the
signatures.
Yeah, and I didn't actually get to contest their contestations. So listen, we've litigated this
valid. Really? And you don't think that that's suspicious?
My friend, 266 guaranteed confirmed voters voted for, signed for me. Hundreds more that lived across the street that were out of district were negated from being on my petition. The point of the matter is that I was audited. My opponent was not, despite my legal challenge. So there's a double standard. I'm exposing political corruption. Do you have any idea what the government is getting away with every single month? Every single year? You don't care. You're just a fucking car insurance salesman who sits here and talks shit to Muslims all day. Who the fuck are you? I'm a public, politician.
I want to ask a specific question. How many? So you say that you submitted 1,600, 266 were valid. How many of them not out of district? They were just fake signatures. They just weren't. There was no person attached to them.
Well, I didn't generate any of these signatures, so that question is a great question. But you'd actually have to look at the audit paperwork, because when they audit your petitions, what they do is they scan it in, they give you a PDF, and then there's a secondary sheet, which is what you're challenging specifically on that petition. So I have the audit sheet. It's like 300 pages long. Do you want to see it? And you can actually review what they put together in the audit. Is that how you want to take this? Is that how interested you are?
In the audit, how many signatures were fake?
It doesn't.
Were rejected.
Every single signature was individually scrutinized against the database.
Stop. You couldn't all be out of district. What were the other reasons why these signatures were rejected?
Well, you've never actually challenged a petition. You probably don't even sign petitions, so you wouldn't know. That's why you have to ask a subject matter expert like Politician John.
They pay college students to collect signatures. I know exactly what you do.
All right, well then great. I'm happy you know. So happy you know. That's right. You've probably done it yourself, so you can get yourself a Subway sandwich in an afternoon. I'm very relaxed. This conversation is already a redundancy, and unfortunately, yeah. Go ahead. I'm moving myself to the audience. I'm.
Signatures for your congressional run that aren't in your fucking district. The point is that they're in the district. That's just a lie. So presumably, a good deal of these are fucking just fake signatures. Not even attached to anybody. And you could get in trouble for this shit, man. It's not just a joke, and that's the whole point I'm trying to make to you. It's yucks on here, and you can have fun. But what you did was something that you crossed. You weren't using proper judgment. You crossed a line that you shouldn't have done. Being a lunatic.
This is so funny.
And you being called out on this is going to prevent you from fucking doing it in the future. So you don't have some It's not just a joke, dude. What you did wasn't just a joke anymore. Like, you fucked up. And I've notarized the forms. I've even notarized congressional applications. So what they do is they pay people, homeless people, they'll go to low. You know, someone that has a job is obviously not going to be going around collecting signatures. So a typical petition will have like 10 or 15 signatures on it. Time. And they pay these people, I think it's $5 for each signature that they got. And of course, these people go and because they want the money and don't want to do the work of getting signatures, they just write in there big names and shit. You can even see it. That the signature is the same handwriting on the same petition. And there's a lot of money involved in this, and that's why when John was fucking around in there, that's why they actually took action against him. Because it cost them a ton of money to get these signatures. Now I'm going to have to contact the board, the Illinois Board of Elections, and get some of the publicly available information. Let me see if I can find any. See if we can find any contact information. Illinois State Board of
I'm just in here testing club deck. Whatever. Oh, that's it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, but he's just testing on on Club Deck.
I've never used it. I should try it.
You'd have a lot better like it would definitely work better for what you try to do.
Do you like it?
Isn't it crazy though that it's not a Clubhouse product? It's like, what?
That is weird.
Y'all don't hear anything.
No, I just hear you. Your voice. Are you playing something? If you're playing something, I can't hear it.
Yeah, I'm playing off YouTube. I wonder I gotta figure out how they get the YouTube clips.
Well, how did you play it before? What was playing? Oh, that was just on the soundboard.
just have those already built in.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's a lot of features. You've used Club Deck before, right?
No.
Oh, really?
Nope. I just get a new burner phone when I need one.
Like a few times for my laptop.
Let me ask AI.
What should be the room title tonight? Is Carmelo Anthony a murderer, or is he innocent of self-defense by sticking a knife in somebody's chest? Hello?
Yeah, no.
Did you get a new job, or are you still looking for a job, Ann?
Yeah, I'm still looking.
Damn, you'll be ready to retire by the time you start working.
What'd you say?
You'll be ready to retire by the time you start working.
Shut up. You're telling me? You're telling me, sir. What? Who are you talking to?
Or prayer circle. I don't know. There's so many ways to make money on the internet. You just have to be, you have to have fun with it and be creative. But even Kalshi, I mean, you could do Kalshi analysis. I mean, you need to get people to buy you a cup of coffee and find value in what you're creating.
Yeah, people, do you know how much money people make on TikTok?
I mean, on all platforms. Like, you could be a fucking Facebook publisher. There's just people out there that are really good with aggregating content.
Yeah.
But there's so much competition. I mean, the thing is, like, if you want to get into the mortgage industry or financial services, like, fuck, like, you should have an Instagram about it at least. Organizations, like, there's in Illinois, there's the Illinois State Bankers Association, and they have a periodical, so it's like you should be creating content about your industry.
Like Jonathan Bing.
Basically, I mean, I hate that guy, but I mean, I don't hate him. I'm just saying, like, at least he's fucking creating content about, what he does. He has a license. He puts his NLMS, whatever number in his bullshit, so he can actually get you a mortgage.
Yeah, he wanted me to sign up for one of his classes.
Oh God.
And then when you are, yeah, it's $10,000. And then
my God.
When you're done,
It's a business.
for sure.
Why don't you just look for a state, or federal job, or, I mean, how's your career search going? Are you experimenting, or are you just specific?
No, I'm I essentially have gotten to the point where, I've been applying for everything now because I'm not too good for any job now. I just need income.
Do you have a casino by your house?
What?
Is there
30 minutes?
Well, that's doable. Why don't you look at their website and look at a dealer position? You could deal blackjack, be a cocktail waitress, or just deal cards. I mean,
I've applied to waitress there many times at all three of the casinos, and I never
try to follow them because they post the days when they do interviews, and then they'll send you to their like casino operations school, and they'll actually like teach you how to be a dealer.
Yeah, my dad, he worked at Chrysler, but then he did like, he got his like dealer certifications because when he was retired, he wanted to like just deal, you know, blackjack or whatever. And it's only like a 2-week course.
Well, you could also. What about the post office?
Yeah, I can try that. It's really. It doesn't hurt to try.
Yeah, I interviewed with the Social Security Administration once, and as I was leaving Los Angeles to my mom's house in Colorado, they called me. They're like, which is like they're never, unless there's a riff, you know, it's not going away, or you can come back. But those federal positions are like gravy because those positions just never end.
Right. My friend works for the postal service. Like she is the one that delivers mail and stuff.
Yeah, my mom did it 30 years. It's hard work. That's what I say. If you were smart, you could find a way on your cell phone and do it in your PJs at home. Well, you got to offer real value, you know.
I literally just like I just applied to go on the district like to see if there's any job openings, and I just applied to be a bus driver. They you have to get your chauffeur's license. I'm like anything.
The thing you could do because basically it's just admin work and showings. You don't have to know shit. It's just open this door, process this paperwork. Congrats. You just processed the transaction and here's your commission. There's nothing to it. There's nothing to it. You could pass that realtor's exam. It's written for children.
I know. I'm like that exam. I heard is really really hard. And
It
I've
is
like
not.
worked in that industry for so long.
It's not hard. You will pass it. You will pass it. It is not that hard. Just trust me. The questions are like common sense questions. You could pass that test. But that's if you want to work in a realtor's office, you know. Love your love life and your job is like geographic proximity. So
yeah,
look in your immediate area and look, you know.
I appreciate that.
And I got to restart my computer for what I just installed.
Okay.
So then I'll come back and test again. But I'll get this set up. So give me just a minute. I got to end this room.
Okay.
Good evening, Dr. Heronstone.
Heron will do.
Is it Heron or Heron? Is your title a projection?
Well, of course, we've all been like, I'm in rehab. We're all brain damage language monkeys. The only question is whether you're in rehab or not.
Well, there's that saying, those who know do not know, those who say do not know, those who know do not say. So it's like everything is a projection. All communication is projection, but if you're aware of it, that's the spice. So when people are projecting, I like to say the projection alert detection system has been activated. The projection alert detection system has been, and hopefully they see that they're projecting on you, but many times they do not.
Almost never.
It's just so obvious, though. I mean, that's why Alan Watts and other books, they say a sage never criticizes anyone, because if a sage is going around pretending to be a sage and he starts ad hominem other people and criticizing people, well, that just won't work. You can't be a sage.
It's not about criticizing people, but you sure as hell can criticize their behavior.
Yes and no. I mean, Ayn Rand and objective ethics would say, yes, make moral pronouncements, but a sage flying in the sky isn't going to bother criticizing this or that. That's the point.
Well, who cares about a sage flying in the sky?
Well, I mean, Alan Watts and D.T. Suzuki, they say enlightenment is just like ordinary life, except 2 inches off the ground. And so, well, you got these what you're doing is it seems to me like you're unaware of what you're even doing.
Is that what it seems like to you?
Yeah, it seems to me like you're projecting that your own brain is fucked up onto other people, and you're unaware of that. Is that projection about your projection or my projection?
I'm sorry, I missed that. Say it again.
Is that my projection about your projection or my projection about my projection?
I don't really care. You figure that out.
Well, it's not up to me to figure out. It's up to the viewers, the listeners, because I'm gonna jump in a.
Listeners here. It's just you and me and a robot.
What are you talking about? You're live on 30 different YouTubes. 300 people are watching this conversation right now, all across the world. We got.
Listening to me?
Yeah, I mean, it's one huge network.
And so you're saying there are other people on here live right now listening to this?
On multiple platforms, on multiple plus zero. How many zeros till you get past a 0? Oh, we got a 1. We got one.
Listen, it's you and I are here. That's enough.
It's just a joke, meaning that this app, I think this app will shut down, personally, because
of course it will shut down. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, exactly. But I went to the town hall and they had a town hall here 2 days ago.
How lame they are. I know they are. I'm disconnected from that. I come here and start my room, and that's my interaction.
Well, what's great is it really won't matter if the app shuts down because there's just other replacements out there for what you're
Well,
doing.
I haven't found a better one yet, but
You're not using X Spaces?
I've heard about it, and I've got there. I haven't seen exactly. This satisfies me for now. No, if I have to, that's certainly one place I'll check out.
What other thing I wanted to tell you was on Amazon I bought a memory foam meditation cushion, which is ergonomic, a memory foam. So it supports your legs and your sacral and all that. It supports it perfectly, ergonomically with them. So that is exciting, because the sleeping leg syndrome and the
Very well.
Well, I have other meditation cushions that if I sit there, I've been getting.
You don't need a cushion if you know how to sit.
I know, but it's like a ritual practice of using a specific tool to,
I'm not going to criticize. I don't even do any, real meditation anymore. I mean, where I sit and do it properly. It's been ages.
Well, I have found that the best meditation is just chanting books, like Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching or Bhagavad Gita or Dhammapada.
Yeah, the best for you. Yeah, what works for you. That's good. Yeah.
Well, what I don't think people are aware of is that, the concept of meditation is just focused attention. So when you chant a book, you have to focus your attention to do that. So these casual conversation state of minds. It's very unique. It's transcendental.
Your idea about meditation, that's completely different than my whole approach to meditation. And I don't know. You come here with all these statements that are so broad, and you're really talking about your own personal experience. You're not talking about the way the world is. You're talking about the way you like to do things, which is perfectly valid. But
yeah.
You put it out there like this is the way the world is.
Well, I'm just saying that I record myself doing it, so hopefully other people can also experience my joy and maybe imitate what I'm doing.
Doing what?
Reading books.
Well, yeah, good.
It's futile, but because I know on YouTube, have you ever seen what is it called? To recording books that are out of copyright. And LibriVox. Have you heard of LibriVox? It's a nonprofit.
Yeah. You can listen. There are plenty of recordings that you can get. Yeah, recordings of just about every book probably nowadays. It's trivial. Use AI to generate it.
Yeah, that was one thing I was talking about yesterday. Is just photographing a page from a book and then doing photo to audio.
Yeah.
I haven't figured
that
out.
That's not trivial these days. It's easy.
I did take a photo of a page from a book and said, create me a political flyer based off of this page. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's good for all sorts of shit like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I got a hot bubble bath percolating, and for keywords. networking with those webmasters to give you juice, in a reciprocal way would be beneficial for your business too.
Well, it's always good to know people who have skills that are valuable.
I was on eBay and I type in, like Alan Watts antique book, Alan Watts recordings, Alan Watts tapes. And so I just recently bought a lecture for $60, 4 tape part series. And that's kind of a cool artistic idea, is to like buy old kind of antique Enlightenment material like that. It's not really antique, but then just republishing it. Using AI, creating a new image of the book, of the tapes, and then republishing it. It's
yeah, and it's good if you can get, if you can find people to buy it and put it in their hands so they can read it or listen to it or whatever. Yeah, that would be great.
Well, I'm not trying to sell it because I don't think I would have that right. It's probably underneath the copyright of his son, but.
Well, Alan Watts stuff is, sure. Yeah. So then what can you do with it?
It's just for social media, what do they call that? Self-promotion.
Okay, well, whatever.
It's like clout chasing, basically. You're trying to get likes and subscribers by republishing content. But anyways, it's all off of tapes. Like I'm going on eBay and I'm buying tape collections, like actual cassette tapes of classical music, classic rock, jazz.
You're actually going out and buying this stuff?
Yeah, I'm buying it.
In your garage or something?
No, just storing it in my house.
What do you intend to do with it?
To clone it, to rebrand it, to republish it.
But electronically, you're not going to actually sell the cassette. You're
Correct.
Turn the cassettes into MP3s or something, right?
Yeah, YouTube videos.
Well, okay, but okay. No, these are video cassettes, you mean, or what?
Audio cassette tapes.
Okay, yeah. So they're MP3s or whatever you want to make out of them. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just the publishing business to try to make money, hopefully within the, terms of service and guidelines and not violate copyright law. Because YouTube lets you publish stuff up to 15 seconds or up to 1 minute of copyrighted material. You have 59 seconds. Good. So you can monetize copyrighted material, but only up to 59 seconds.
Really? Okay, so just for one clip, but if you had 10 1-minute segments, then they were published.
Yeah, it works. Anything over 60 seconds is a violation, and they automatically delete
it. If you
it.
have multiple things under 60 seconds, you can do that.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's good news. That's a challenge. What can you do with 1 minute of copyrighted material?
It's not a challenge because the average attention span is 0.03 seconds.
Well, nobody gives a shit about the average attention span. They're not worth talking to. Fuck them.
No, it's not about talking to them. It's really called, I have a book on film and picture theory. And so I've published over 100,000 videos on YouTube. And so the game is, how do I create content that the algorithm and thus users are hypnotized by and don't click away? And then the algorithm keeps showing it more and more. This is engaging content. So really, it's just the theory of how to create engagement.
Well, I'm more interested in how to wake people up.
But it's the same.
That's helpful. That's for sure. It's just that most people don't have enough attention that it's worth getting it.
Well, like, Jordan Gruber on here, he owns Enlightenment on that website. And why waste it? Like, read the Dhammapada by the Buddha and just publish that. Like, at least give people something.
Well, tell him that.
He's too busy talking about his lower back pain.
So write him a message.
I told him the other day, I was like, part of your problem is that you're talking too much. Going back to
that went over real well.
on this stupid app and stop engaging with people. Because it's basically they're hypnotizing you, and then your emotional response system is being activated by the conversation, and it gives you more inflammation. You have to try to control your environment to control your body, and what you're listening to is it actually has medical ramifications in your biological central nervous system. So you are your own worst enemy if you are suffering with pain. But coming here and engaging in vigorous political debate with people that you don't like talking about this shit. You like talking more about what's interesting or what's enlightening or anything to do with maybe those types of topics, so to speak, linguistics, language, communication. But this app is ideologically polarized, and it causes
They wouldn't subject themselves to this bullshit here if they weren't neurotic to begin with.
Yeah, but I think it just amplifies.
A person would get into most of these rooms in 5 seconds. They'd realize it's a madhouse, and they'd leave.
I will.
Anyone who stays in one of those rooms is either staying because they want to study the people there, or they're just as crazy as them.
So I'm wondering, what businesses have you found to be rewarding and not taxing on activity?
I don't give a shit about business.
Well, you might not call it business, but it is still love. And it's all in Sanskrit and in English, but it's talking about the guru being the highest form of enlightenment, and how the guru, abolishes and banishes this God and that, this and that, but it's trying to emphasize what a guru is. So I look at it as like a business in a way, because Ram Dass, Alan Watts, Eckhart Tolle, even Oprah, and so many other people, they're really espousing self-help and personal development material, which is all interesting and highly valuable. And in fact, it's far more valuable than 99% of the bullshit that people encounter in the media content space. So when you say it's not business,
Writing process like?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, he said last time they were on a panel, and this was an actual conversation.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear him when he came in here before. I wasn't here. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
So they had, much like Dahida, when he did his famous speech at the Johns Hopkins conference in, I believe it was 73 or 76 in signature event context, very important. I said, they had, much like Dahida, they published proceedings from the conference.
That's wonderful.
That was wonderful. I have a question from like the analogy of the book. If someone has a great quality of taste but can only afford McDonald's, what do you do then?
I'm not sure.
Book club.
I don't know. But
My favorite is the recitation before eating.
Me too. It's so beautiful. Let me look it up. I forget what it is. When I was in Tibet, they would take about a couple of hours.
And you got the appetite for it, then work for it.
I think that's part of it. I mean, I think that's a good answer. I certainly agree. I think another thing is this is what like budding chefs do. If you know a kid who wants to be a chef, they'll take the ingredients they have and they'll do, watch this analogy, like Chopped. Y'all know the show Chopped on Food Network? Skittles, egg yolks, poppets. Potatoes. Take out the potato. Guess what you have there? You have potatoes there for you to make your Gruyere mash. Now you couldn't afford Gruyere mash or potatoes, but you can afford a little bit of Gruyere, right? You got the potatoes. You can take your beef, take your little beef, right? Get some butter, a little mustard on there, piece of bacon, put it in the bread, bake it, beef Wellington. It's called improvisation, innovation, renovation. It's called the Black experience in America. What have Black people done other than making brilliant things out of things they weren't allowed to have or couldn't afford? I'm dead ass serious. So that's what you do. And that's what many people do with their partners. Look at Rhombus's wife. I'm sure she didn't want to have a 50-year-old man who didn't clean up after himself. But she found a way to make do. As a dog with children, but he doesn't take care of the dog. But she found a way to make do. I'm sure she didn't want to have a man who sits out in the garage with the car running. But she found a way to make do. I'm sure she didn't want to have a man who's 50 years old who charges their neighbors so they have to see while getting mail and at dinner parties, etc., charging the neighbors for shoveling. But she made do. So when she showed up at the McDonald's, she wanted something from the cirque. But all she got was an Arch Deluxe and a Diet Coke. what she may do.
Do you guys feel like the author gives men advice in regards to them dating as opposed of like informing women to have standards?
Advice towards
Yeah.
women.
So like, you know, like with the women, it's like obviously if you don't want a happy meal, just, you know, have standards of where you would like to eat and what you want and what your needs are. But when it comes to the men dating these women, is there much advice around how they approach the dating scene?
I feel like this is there's certain parts where I feel like he's talking to the woman, but then no, I take it back. I think this is totally for the woman. This is the woman's guide.
Okay.
Now that I think about it.
But they're pieces. They're pieces because when they were discussing about the tangibles that the guy has gain on the market. So I do feel like it does, but not as much as a woman. So I will say that. So although it's geared towards a woman, it's a little bit.
I would say, I would imagine that, I mean, I'm not a man, but I imagine that a man would be able to glean a lot from this book about dating, because it's also pinpointing the type of woman that he's dealing with. So if he knows that this woman is not setting any standards, he gonna be doing what he call the flop. He gonna be doing that flop.
The Salisbury flop?
Yeah, he gonna be doing that flop. But if he sets the bar high, he understands that he is dealing with someone who is serious and takes and is taking their engagement and the dating serious, and that will.
But then wouldn't that be contradicting in the sense of a man could have the quality but not have the finances to match at that point? But then as a woman, the book informing you to have standards, you could overlook someone's quality because they just don't have the money to give you.
What does the money have to do with it? That was only one part. The money is not the central part. And in fact, he started off by saying, and correct me, Johnny, if I'm misreading this or just listening to you, but I thought there was one part where he talked about, you know, someone may be in need, and said that the man's finances may not be at the place. Like I'm not sure. I'm not understanding why we're focused on the.
But what about the menu though? Because the menu highlights finances in terms of its analogy.
Not all the way. Understand it? I thought that the analogy, even of the restaurants, McDonald's and Ruth's Chris, was not to say about necessarily the money part, but the quality of the meal. You're not gonna get a filet mignon, medium rare, from McDonald's. I thought that's what it was about. I didn't think it was just about the money. I'm just that, you know, I'm not centered on the money, but maybe other people were.
I'm listening because I wasn't here. I wasn't listening at the very start, so I've come into it during the menu and the interplay.
Can we go back to that part, Johnny, if you don't mind?
To the finances? You want me to read that? No, it's only like a page and a half.
Yeah, I can read it.
Y'all ready?
Yes, thank you so much.
No problem. Jamal says, finances are always a funny thing.
finances could come first for some people. You place finances.
Jamal the AI.
Individual feel is most
Have
important.
you used the black AI, Jamal?
In a need situation, then the last thing they may be thinking about is the finances. The more stable a male or female is, the more valuable they become in the dating scene. It then transfers from a need to a want. Many daters may be happy that the person has his or her own place, which could actually be the benchmark for some people. The guy who is going in from a want may not give a damn about the finances, whereas the guy who is in need, he may feel like if he has his own car or place, he deems himself as doing something, but will share. If they are in a need category, then
time to take a
finances may start as a number one on the list. It depends on the man or woman you're dealing with and where they are at. Finances are important, such as asking, does the person even have a 401k plan? Those things begin to matter as you get higher up the scale and the type of man or woman you're dealing with. If you're dealing with a man that wants that co-partner or someone on his same level, then those guys may still consider finances low on the menu. If you have a guy who can provide for himself and you as the woman have a small job to just contribute, then he really is not going to trip about that. For them, because he is bringing in the money. She feels like her only job is to give him a blowjob. If the man is able to handle the finances, then that's just what it is. So in case such as this, finances just become less of an issue. That rich guy really wouldn't care about whether or not that chick has a PhD or making 70 grand a year. He has loot. Now, the average man will be the one that wants someone on his level. But even the average guy will decide that the pussy is more important to him. If you make him chase the pussy, then he wants you. If he wants you and he is an engineer, then ladies, your financial situation really doesn't matter as much. That's it. So what I gathered is financial stability in a relationship. Am I wrong in understanding that?
It might say that. I don't know. This is the hardest for me to get because I'm not a woman. And notwithstanding my food stamps and being unemployed and a slave, I don't really think about it for various reasons. But I think I disagree. Was that Jamal or Asia at the end? Janice, who were you reading at the end? Jamal or Asia?
About the finances?
About the rich guy.
Yeah, that was Jamal.
Yeah, so this I think this is wrong actually.
So
I actually think this is
not to be political, right? Or times that we live in, statistics have highlighted that when we look at predominantly black women tend to be the breadwinners in their household. So if a man isn't earning as much, and like in the book, it's that, whether she had her accolades or a PhD, it doesn't matter if the guy had money. But if the guy didn't have money and she had money, would he be offering dick on a plate every night and eating cookies?
Okay, two things. One, I'm slightly uncomfortable with you saying dick and pussy in that accent. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It makes me very uncomfortable. I'm going to ask you to refrain from using those words in that accent.
Don't worry, man. I'm about to be in the middle of a sex right now.
Made my day. Oh my God. Hold on. I don't know what I was trying to think. I really want to think about this because even though I think she's here, Kimberly Foster used to talk about this. I think she is in here. Just so people know. Let me. I mean, all due respect. I know everybody on Clubhouse is rich. Nobody, no black people. There's like 10 of us that have money, and I'm not one of them. Nobody has any money. There's no bread. Black lady making $75,000, $80,000, and her husband has odd jobs or his odd job making $30,000. There's no money. That's not money. And that's not. From a show called Tonight's Conversation. And I don't know if you all know that's a group of people who go around giving dating and marriage advice, even though none of them are dating and none of them are married. And just because they look very good and can buck and jive, people go, and they're young and attractive and black, people will go and spend anywhere, as I know today, from $65 a seat to $600 a seat. And they have people come and ask questions, sort of like Clubhouse in person. No, not Clubhouse in person. And some of the stories there suggest to me that the money thing is not the actual thing. Let me give you an example. Sorry for being long-winded, but I just watched it today. There was a woman who said that, I've seen this on the show, this is just anecdotes, but this is dating, so. There was a woman who said her watching these clips in the past couple of weeks. Their husband pays for everything. They don't know how much the bill costs. They don't know how much the rent or mortgage costs. They don't know where the Wi-Fi. They don't know anything. And it's not enough. It's not enough. One lady said her husband pays for everything and she makes more money than he does. And it's not enough. And so sometimes I feel like the conversations around finance is a pretext or a screen for something else. And I have ideas about what it is. I can go there. But that's why, so that's something. I want to say why I disagree with Jamal. Not Jamal here, but Jamal in the book. They're not looking for a woman to match them financially. And I think a lot of times sociologically, when people think class, they think finance. That's not what class is. It's about a set of shared beliefs, creeds, sentiments, etc. So you may be worth. I know somebody that's very, very, very rich. You know who his wife is? She was a concert pianist. She didn't make no money playing piano. She made no money playing piano. He wasn't going to find a woman. The odds of him finding anybody as rich as he ended up being was 0%. But he cared that she was a concert pianist. That has all kinds of meanings culturally, socially, educationally. And I actually think that's where I disagree with the author. They want educated women, smart women. That's the idea. It's not true. It's just not true. That was what I was saying. It's not true. Anyway, you guys can hear that.
Sorry, but if financial stability is transactional, would it still be the same for a woman that is a high earner then?
I don't know what you mean. What do you mean?
You mean that like
financial stability is transactional?
He was talking as I could be wrong in how I'm paraphrasing. I'll put that out there, but it was something about if he was earning a lot, then her only thing would be to give a blowjob, right?
That's what was stated. So if she was the one that was earning and had the financial stability for both of them, would he be the one that's eating? In the author's analogy.
Oh, I think I kind of know what you mean. Probably so, but that's where I disagree with the author. I don't think has the financial wherewithal. Her only job is the blowjob. I think maybe when they're young, that's probably true for like athletes, but that's a very small. That's a kind of selection bias. You know, it's a very small subset. But I think, quote unquote, what did Kevin Samuels call high value men? I think Kevin Samuels is using him as an example. I know Cheeky's going to call him others will call him misogynist for citing. I think he was totally wrong. It was totally wrong. One of the first crashes I had on this app, that lady they called Miss Nicole and her crew before they broke up were trying to tell people about what high value blacks did. And they were like, oh, high value blacks go to the cigar bar or they hang out at the song. So I was like, no, they don't. They don't hang out at the high value blacks don't hang out at no fucking cigar bar. Are you insane? Then I started mentioning places on the Outer Banks. I mentioned places in the Hamptons. I mentioned places that she hadn't heard of any of them. When they project, I said, what schools did they go to? What organizations did they go to? She had no idea. It's because they project on, because their idea of a rich person or a high value person is like an athlete or an actor. Those guys are birds. They're dumb, respectfully. Not all of them, but they're generally dumb birds. They want ass. They want racially ambiguous, fat but not too fat, ass, titty, thighs. Some we're finding out want big balls and vagina. After all that, some do want that. That's a different discussion, right? So that's why I think it's wrong, because it's not just a blowjob. Imagine being a 50-year-old, imagine being a 43-year-old man, and you want a woman to raise your children, and all she can do is give sloppy top. We know that's not the case, because where do most high-value men and black and otherwise meet their spouses? In graduate school. So they're fucking her in the break room. They got the ding, ding, and then they got married a year and a half later. They were smashing on breaks in between rounds. Can I get another round? You thought they were singing about round in the hospital. He was rounding off in the motherfucking break room. They got kids. So that's people just don't understand. And no one will guess what he did. He's a well-respected surgeon, and she's an anesthesiologist, and they make millions of dollars, and the kids are this, and they're what. He was cracking it from here to kingdom come. Took another round, just like Fat Joe and Breezy said. So that's where I disagree with the author on this. I like the book, but I disagree with the author. It's not just giving a blowjob, and that's why the whole transactional thing. And I'm talking a lot, then I'll end here. I also will say that I think working class women want respect. If the man makes a little bit less, if the man makes a little bit more, I think it's true for working class Negroes as well. I think all this discourse around finances, and you can get K Dusty in here. Well, actually, the man makes $53,000 a year, and the woman makes $51,000 a year, so he actually makes more. So I think all that is online stuff for the birds. I've talked way too much. I'm now at this point avoiding the work I'm trying to do, which is not an expert work. It's a slave work.
Do we feel like the author had a target audience in mind when writing it?
Yeah, niggas. But actually, let me refine that. But of a certain age, though, I don't. I think that's the main demographic.
Like older single men that are online dating still.
Yeah.
Or maybe for the first time.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think yeah, exactly.
Anybody else from book club that has questions?
I missed most of the reading, Auntie. You didn't ping me, but
Oh, I'm sorry.
it didn't sound like this had anything on chapter.
I mean, you know,
but I missed
we
the
read
math,
the 4
so.
categories. You did miss the math. We did do the categories, but I think what was one of the most appealing parts of tonight's reading was his analogy in the love menu section. We got to the love menu. Compared to the different types of restaurants and whether you're an appetizer, an entree, a dessert. So I can really appreciate that. I'm sorry you missed it.
Ironically enough, I think my favorite section was the love score part. Even though, you know, the silly moment of it being 40, I do think that having the categories that you value, being able to rate how you value them and evaluate how you value them, and then in looking at a potential partner, especially for a long-term partnership, being able to evaluate where they sit with that and see if there's alignment there, I think that is very important. So that was a very nice section.
You know, like halfway into it, I wondered if
before, for sure, I don't know his relationship status currently, but I'm assuming he talks to the lady.
Was the marriage before the book? Did the marriage inspire the book, or did divorce inspire the book?
That's a good question. Do you know?
Can I please come off mute? The discussion is that, man, you don't know how. I've never had this experience with the book. It was published 2018, and I've never had a group like this. And it is very insightful in a lot of ways on how the ladies have taken it. It is for women. It's for Black. And you have been right on point with a lot of things that you've said. I think that the love number for me, the personal grading system, and that's why I was saying that you really have to be honest with yourself, because you're really assessing self first. So you know if you're just a 25, you know, and then because of it being 40, you know, the 40 really doesn't matter, because if you're a 25 or 30 or whatever you are, you're not going to be all 10s, or you're not being honest with yourself. But whatever your number works out to be, you want to find somebody that goes out to about that number. You know, we're not all. I think I was like a 25 or 27. I don't know. So it wasn't 10 straight across the board. And then when you evaluate yourself, then it's a fun time for you, or you can do it secretly. Evaluate your partner, because your potential partner you want them to be kind of equal. That's where you're getting to the equally yoked part of it, because you're using the actual formula to figure out if you're equally yoked. Somebody said something about spirituality. The spirituality, there again, it's all based on you. And then when you give it to your potential partner, see where they rank and the importance of it for themselves. And then you start to line it up that way. That works. And it really makes me feel really good. I'm so happy that you all are enjoying it the way that you are, because it was written.
We've been doing it for about a week or so. It's nice. I've enjoyed it. Spinoza put a thing in the chat. It'd be interesting if you Miss Asia. Is she living, Miss Asia?
She is living. I was thinking about calling her. It'd be interesting. Asia's married. I think she might be married now.
Married. Oh, that'd be nice. It'd be interesting if you guys updated it, because post-pandemic, post-manosphere, a lot of it feels ancient. But because it feels ancient, but watch this. Because it feels ancient, it feels new. So it feels real. Yeah, well, definitely, because the manosphere stuff is so not real. But it's nice. It's in that post Steve Harvey Hayes, pre-COVID. I swear, because when I watched this tonight's conversation, I watched one tonight where a woman got up and said she was a young woman, and she was maybe 20. I said, married. Oh my God, it was like 1995 again. I was back in Baltimore. She had got married, and she had brain cancer, and she was now 24, so she was married young girl. She had brain cancer, and her husband, who was also a young man, these were all Negroes. He was there every day. He took care of her. He nursed her through the convalescence. He wiped her ass. He wiped her ass and did all the things that they say black men would not do. Only a white man who reads so many more so would do. He did all the things. Her question was, when was he going to plan more romantic dates so she could feel like
insecurities in people though, like their ill health and them being weaker and their independence. Not that I'm saying that he's right on everything in him not planning spontaneous dates, but maybe she lost her sense of self, her individuality outside of her illness.
Look, I'm going to just say this. I want to say this. The mindset of the book in 2018, I think the times have actually caught up with where the mindset was, and the feeling of it being a little bit old is actually good, because it does validate it. This is not AI generated. This is not something that someone just created from AI.
it was written with black women in mind. And so to see you guys really kind of feel what I was putting out there, it just really makes me feel good. And I just thank you guys. I'm so humbled by it.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Was the book inspired prior to you being or post divorcee?
I was divorced. This book came to me. I have, like I said, my experience is I've been a millionaire.
Nigga,
I've lost money, and because I've taken a
marital status, Jamal.
Can I have the right to explain where all this? I started to come to my mind. I was like, man, I gotta write a book. These women don't. And then I just had a list of things that I seen a lot of women responding in a real negative way with online. And so when I met Asia, me and her, she was talking about stuff that she was having problems with because she was making, Asia's a PhD, so she was making a lot of money. And she didn't have nobody that she could go out of the country with, nobody she could travel. She had her own list of things that she wasn't happy with the dating. And I said, we should write a book. And so that came from that. So I was single when I wrote this book, and I was homeless when I wrote this book. I was divorced. I've had 2 wives, and I was divorced. This didn't come from a result of being divorced. This came from a result of me losing a lot